We will be punctual, ending at the full hour. So don't be afraid to miss your next meeting. We will be readily closing everything up at the full hour. So welcome everyone to our today's webinar, Driving Market Dominance with Causal AI, a guide for CMOs. I can admit it's a catchy title, but actually as the cases I will show you and share today illustrate, it's nevertheless true that behind taking Causal AI seriously is a huge potential. So that's why I'm pretty glad you joined today. If you have questions, use the Q&A, and I will come back to that. This webinar is also a kind of a teaser for a workshop program I'm holding. So we have an extended version, the 4-hour version of this, to help companies finding their specific way how to boost their performance using Causal AI. So let's get started. First, let me introduce us real quick. So we are success drivers, and we are building on a causal machine learning, Causal AI technology, which has been first published 2001, later a book, Neural Network and Marketing Research, published in a textbook and in a peer-reviewed journal. So it's used in science as the methodology. You can even license the software, newsroll.com. So it's around a while, and it's constantly progressing. Built on this technology, we built a success driver 2014 and used for many of the world's leading brands around the world, from Microsoft to T-Mobile and so forth. And the tools we are offering are basically behind that is always Causal AI running. But this being said, why is it important that Causal AI is actually a top management topic? And the reason is that still too many managers believe they just need to look at KPIs and facts, and they understand what's going on. And that's a big misconception, because there's a simple thing. What the insight you are always looking for is the link between what can I do and what will happen afterwards. So what you are looking for is an unknown link between actions and outcomes. And this is causality. This is called causality. And facts cannot be confused with causality, and correlations between facts neither not. Right? Here in a quick example, in early days, we did a study for lottery provider, and those lottery providers, they see, okay, their audience are older people. So they concluded, fact, it's a fact, older people play lottery. So they concluded the likelihood to basically their target group is old, right? Older people. But if you build a causal network with the right methods, you will understand here, look at the red arrow, that the older people, the less likely are they to buy a lottery ticket. So, but the facts are the facts. That's true. But the causality behind that is totally different. The reason why older people play lottery is because they meet other success factors, which is ritualization of playing lottery and occasionally winning it. And if you have accumulated that, you regularly play it. younger people don't have the this ritualization and winning. So facts are facts, but had nothing to do with the underlying causal relationships. So, and actually, many people know it actually from their gut feeling. I mean, if you look at a simple thing like a tree, right? What are the success factors for this tree? So it needs water and sun. Yeah, that's the most simple thing. So in conventional managerial thinking, you say, hey, I need let's give it more water, right? Or oh, I don't have water right now. Just give it more sun, right? Because both are successful. Just give more. So that's a linear thinking, and the truth is that first of all, you need both. Yeah, without water, no plant is growing, and you need it in the right amount. So there are nonlinearities and interactions in place. So the world is complicated. Everyone knows it when he looks at his garden, but in terms of management, it's no different, right? And what we need is actually methods which help us to understand, yeah, how to grow your plant, your business. Now, what are the relationships between your success factors, water and sun, and growth? And those relationships are complex. And that's why it's advised to use methods which can deal with that. So for that, there is this software, newsroll.com. You can go to the website, newsroll.com, and license it, use it yourself. And of course, it needs some usage, some basically experience to use it well. So that's why, of course, we as an agency help clients with that. And I would like to take you with us to some examples. Let's take examples for category drivers or positioning. Yeah. So you want to know, hey, how should I position my brand? Because I want to know what's driving the category and where I am positioned in that. So, for instance, we did a study work with Sonos, and if you look at, people were asked to assess the brand, right, and then we correlated it with whether or not they want to buy the product. And the third most correlating brand item is provides excellent service. So if you look at, or if you are naive, you believe, okay, that's important for driving purchase, but actually there is no causal relationship with that. There is a reason for this correlation, yeah, but it's not causal. The reason is basically that people who already have some Sonos speakers, they have more support experiences, and therefore on tendency value it, give it a higher rating. So it influences, and they also have a higher purchase intention to buy more. So correlation is not where you want to go, right? Further, we found nonlinearities. We found that a relaxed emotion, perception of the brand can drive a consideration. But actually, if we look at the data, there is, with conventional methods, you find pretty much no effect. But actually, there are nonlinearities in there. Yeah. So average effect is you need to have some relaxation. Don't need to be a meditating specialist, but basically it should be somehow relaxed to reflect what the speaker is bringing to the audience. There's even a subsegment which really highlights and loves that. So there are nonlinearities in place. With that, you much better explain what's going on, and the total relationship, how to drive purchase intention, we simplify in these kind of causal diagrams. Yeah, brand is important. Already using it is important. But then the key thing is the sound experience. But sound experience then is driven by the multi-room and the software updates. So this kind of illustrates how you can basically detangle and understand what components drive brand and purchase intention. And this is not just nice, but it can be proven that in this example, it has 3 times higher validity. So let me quickly illustrate you what actually artificial intelligence here means. It means actually learning nonlinearities and interactions. This is conventional modeling. Yeah, there is a formula. The steepness is a parameter. The steeper, the more important. It is fitted into data. Yeah, the axis is the outcome. But machine learning is basically flexible. It matches into the data and can really understand the relationship between the flat plane and the outcome. Right? That's machine learning. And for causal machine learning, we need to look into this black box and also build those machine learning models for every variable which is impacted by other variables. So another case study we did took survey data and analyzed again, why do people buy beer? And that's interesting that in Germany, the beer brewer don't know why people buy it, because they believe tradition and quality is a key thing. What we found is, okay, it's of course important, great taste, but great taste is mainly defined by the refreshment. It's a refreshment drink for adults. Yeah. And if you, for instance, introduce a new design case, you can see whether or not it improves the perception of, for instance, refreshment, or if you can look at advertising and how this improves the key perception associations that will drive purchase intention. Another example in skin cleansing, yeah. So regular use is driven by the first trial by brand, yeah, but you really need to be a top brand to you see nonlinearities. There are other things. The customers want to feel attractive. It should be enjoyable to use it. But at the end of the causal chain, there is really something like fragrance. It's about skin cleansing, right? So actually, you would think, hey, it should clean, but everything cleans, right? So it's really about the fragrance. Of course, after the fact, it's logical, because go into a drugstore and what customers are doing. Yeah, the only thing they can actually assess is opening a bottle, take a smell, and think about whether or not they like it. Here a model we did for a social media campaign, or we measured archetypes and then found out the impact towards purchase intention. And interestingly enough, this can predict the brand power, and this brand power correlates very well with a market share. And my very favorite example, that's why also this whole webinar is called Driving Market Dominance, is here. TMobile, pretty much 10 years ago, it was a case that they changed their positioning, and they changed, eliminated contract terms, gave flat rates, iPhone phones on top. Customer liked it, but they didn't know why they liked it. What exactly was the key to success. That's where we came in and took their brand tracking survey data and analyzed it with Causal AI. And what we found is that each of those feature things, moves they did, none of them was the direct cause. We found that their Robin Hood strategy to be changing wireless to the better was the key reason, a mediator variable, a key reason why customers are coming. And the moves on device price and contract term were just the reason why customers believed that. And this insight was so crucial because now they understood they could not be, every move could be copied. But actually now they understood, hey, we just need to invent little moves like global roaming for free and so forth, which they called carrier moves, to reasons that we are changing wireless for the better. And that's what they did. They grew, tripled in size, bought Sprint, are now same size as AT&T. And actually, now the Deutsche Telekom enterprise is the #1 telecommunication provider in the world, and they has been 10 years ago #7 because of this. And it's not just me saying, at the time I got this email from T-Mobile, you can't believe how impactful your work has been has been. It's so informed and so forth. Yeah, so 7-fold stock evaluation, record profits, reason why Deutsche Telekom evolved from 7 to 1. So really understanding what drives the industry and drives decision making is a huge driver. Again, if you have questions, put it in the Q&A. I'm going on with more examples. Creative advertising power. So we can now look at what are the guiding rules to understand what drives creative impact. Because why is it important? Because 70% of the impact of advertising is to have the right advertising in place. Yeah, and what basically did was a copy test, which measures purchase intention, some other KPIs, and it measures the emotion which customers feel after seeing an ad. And we profiled, so the human looked at the advertising and said, okay, this has a spokesperson and so forth. Yeah, so profiling was actually happening in the ad. And all those data were now put into a causal machine learning mechanism. We can show validity 4 times higher than conventional methods. And all those different spots measures can we now get an AI score. And typically you see that most ads are weak and only a few are really good. And if you would speak German, I would show you now this winning ad, but because of the time, it will be speed on. Basically, what you find is that actually purchase is driven by, of course, the brand, and the ad, which is serves linking what they learn in the ad to the brand, and they learn something about the product. It's important, but all this is driven by emotions. And if there's a negative emotion, it really kills the purchase intention. And there are certain elements in advertising which are, in this case, is different for every industry, that really drives those emotions. And some of those things are very old school. So it's really powerful to learn with AI the guiding principles of advertising. Another very quick swan dive into mix modeling. Yeah, we can now better model marketing mix modeling. Here is an example, because basically it's not just input output. There are actually channels which are influenced. Right? If you have AdWords, if you have a TV ad, it will lead to people Googling and searching, and suddenly more AdWords is spent. And then this leads to more website visits and so forth. So this is a typical causal approach. And another thing you then understand is that channels which you formerly have seen as being trash, affiliate online ads, for instance, because they are so cheap, they are everywhere, they are not targeted. But actually, if you are a mobile provider, you don't need to target actually. Yeah, so it's everyone can be your customer. And we understood that nearly the highest ROI are those formerly seen as trash, because compared to their impact, they are very, very reasonable. Another example, in a commercial excellence setting, we found nonlinearity. Providing product samples to physicians is very can be helpful, right, to drive prescriptions. But if you provide too many samples, you substitute prescriptions. That's pretty logical, but before that finding, nobody knew about it, right? That's the nonlinearity. Last illustration and last application here, new product launches. Also super important, because only 5% of product launches survive the first 2 years. And with this Causal AI approach, we can, with 81% likelihood, predict whether or not something will survive or not. And the reason why only AI can have this, because with traditional approaches, the hit rate was pretty much zero, right? Just chance. But we could model that for a simple reason. All the different success factors. Is there demand? Is there distribution? Is there buying power? Repeat buying power of this product? Is the price good enough? Is the package attractive? And so forth. All this must be multiplied. It must be the case, always the case. Yeah. And only if everything is the case, it will fly. You cannot lose in one of them. It's not a trade-off game. And because of that, because machine learning can find it without hypothesizing it beforehand, it is able to understand what's really going on and to predict things. Cool. And lastly, we use AI for Causal AI for pricing. Yeah, you find it on supra.tools. Let me wrap up. How to get started? One way is, hey, go to newsletter.com and trial the software. You probably would need some experienced data scientists for that. Or you can use some of the tools we have in place, like supra.tools for pricing and for product optimization, or CXAI for CX insights. Yeah, it has text analytics, text AI, and Causal AI integrated. Or you can run any other topic using our full service at successdrivers.com. Yeah, just let me know. And the final remark, we are, I think I mentioned it, we are right now running workshops strategy workshop for CEO and CMO, Unlocking Growth with AI, with similar content, but much more customized to your company. Just let me know if this is interesting. And this is the research team behind the methodology since 20 years. If you have questions, reach out to me at bukla@newsroll.com. And thanks so much for joining today. Again, if you have a question, put it in Q&A. We are basically, time is up, so I don't want to stretch your time budget. We will send out the recording. No worries. But again, with questions, reach out. Happy to talk further. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.